We are just in the panel for the discussion for questions, so I would invite all the speakers to keep their mic on, and everyone who has presented some questions, we can now pass to this question to the speakers. I saw that there's been already some question and answer in the chat. However, some of these may be of interest for everyone, not for the specific speakers. So now I'm scrolling up to see where the first question was, and I will leave any of the speakers to pick up and see if they want to add something. So let me give just a look to these. Go back up. Standardization. Justin, on this, I need to ask your help because there are quite a lot of chat.
Everything has been 100% clear, no questions.
No, there's been question. No. My teacher at school said, if no one has a question, it means no one has understood anything. Luckily, it's not this the case. We've had interaction, and so it's not a problem. Well, actually, there was this from an interaction that it was just with Justin, asking what the quality means to you in this group would provide a great number of definition. I would take this as a good topic later for the breakout session, what actually quality means for each of us. There is a request from Farad. Finally, I found one of the questions. How can we organize a presentation for quality professionals of individual company? Have any experience and practice online webinar that conducted for any organization? So I suppose, Farad, this was about organizing some presentation for a specific company. If you want to come online, I can let you present the question for the speakers. Maybe later. Okay. Just meanwhile, I remind everyone that this presentation will be shared. So if you have any link that you want, I saw that the sheriff was sharing some links, you will receive the entire package. So don't worry, you will receive everything. And we will try also to make available the video so you will see also this. I have this question from Nathan. Do any of you have implemented a business case where AI is now used in quality? What was it? I just pick up Jan as a first speaker. Jan, you want to take this because I thought it was presented during your slide, your presentation, this question.
Yeah, so I'm working in customer service and support at Microsoft, and we are currently in the process of actually using redefining our processes using AI. That could be a tech support process. But what we are doing is that we are not looking at what the process is today, what we process. We are looking at, we are designing AI, design for AI, which means that we are looking at what is the ideal final results that we have for running this process. We're using TRIZ, which is which some of you might know, and we're building this into a model that actually says what is it in this ideal process for, I don't know, billing, if you say. What are the steps that needs to be in this ideal process? How many steps? Sometimes when we defined it before, we would say, oh, there's 15 steps and so on. Well, when we are developing this model, is that we're saying that what is the minimum amount of steps that you can do? But most importantly, we say, what is the steps that AI can do for us? 100%. What steps? What is the steps that AI can do but needs to be kind of co-earned or co-driven by human, and what is the things that only human can do. And we're building in the human aspects in that. And what the model then comes up with is that these are the ideal state. These are the contradicting terms why this wouldn't work. And here is the proposal, what can be done by AI plus human, or just human. So we are doing this with some of our external customers at present, and it's been received enormously well. So that's a way to actually look at it. So we're using prompting and a model, a patent model that actually looks at ideal final results, look at TRIS, and that actually obviously industry best practice, and comes up with how you should apply this. And obviously we're protecting the intellectual property for the patent, but we are training the vendor or the customer into the new quality AI mindset with design for AI. Because what we have found is that 80–90% of people who applies AI to a process, they fail. And they fail because they don't start with the end in mind. They don't start with scrapping the process altogether that we have today. And okay, so what is the ideal scenario? What does that look like? And then you apply the AI on top of that, and so on. So that's and we're doing this in customer service and support. We're doing this in HR and so on.
Thank you, Jan. I don't know if any speaker want to add on this. Otherwise, I have already another question. But I think on this question, the answer was already provided by Sheriff. Which AI application would you recommend as the best starting point for organizations seeking a quick, realistic wins in quality? Now, I know that Sheriff shared some links already, and of course, that could be a very good starting point. I don't know if maybe Shadi, you have some additional suggestion?
Yes, I think the important, as I mentioned in my presentation, is the readiness assessment. I think this is something I recommend. Nothing now in my mind that I can share, but the readiness assessment, I really believe it will be good to decide exactly which function or which tools that we need to implement here.
Yeah, I think Giorgio, is that the same questions was relating to ISO? That the ISO certification is always catch-22. They are not moving in the same speed as AI is moving. So I was suggesting, well, why don't we speak to ISO and actually look at how can we make that start revision from start to finish be quicker by using AI to help us and so on, so they can build in that into their kind of AI tweak of an ISO, an update, and so on. So that's kind of where I was looking at it based on the question that was asked.
In fact, it would have been my next point, but thank you for opening it. I was going exactly there. Let's see, I think we have something more. I'm scrolling the chat. Bear with me. There has been a quite impressive interaction, and thank you all for this. Great presentation. Very interesting. So, this probably is a request of clarification. During the discussion of AI agent, a program was mentioned. I missed it. But probably I think this was your presentation, Sheriff, where there was a technical glitch.
Yeah. I think he meant when I was talking about a program called Manos.
Yes.
I shared already the link. Since you will get the presentations, you will be able to go and use it. This is like your free agent. You can use it. It's just one sample, but it's quite known to me. So that's why I just shared it with you. So if you Google Manos, you will be able to get it.
Perfect, thank you. There is Sam with a question. For a newly established organization operating in the automotive sector across two different national cultures. What the key steps should be taken to build a solid foundation for quality management and effectively leverage AI to achieve excellence? Shadi, I think this is yours.
That's sure. Data management, I think, is very critical. How the data flow will work, how you collect your data, what is system like QR code, what codes you are using to collect or you communicate the quality defect. I think this is the basics. If you need to start and this startup, what will be the quality data collection and how you will display the quality dashboard and quality report within the manufacturing and within the management. And this is something I need to highlight on. I see also in many organizations, they collect the data and they share it with the top management through some screens or reports, but they ignore the operator, the people who really in the shop floor. So it's very important to have this kind of screens and dashboard in the production line itself, where the operator can see the feedback of his work. This is the basics. I think we must have this data collection and dashboard. Another thing, because you talk about two different cultures, so having quality culture from the early beginning in the startup, I think this is very important. Some organization after work for a few years, they start to do some quality culture program. But I believe from day one, we need to start quality culture program and standard training for different layer of the organization, including all these AI tools that we talk about. This is my recommendation. Work on both sides, quality culture and data management.
Thank you very much. I have a question that is specifically for Sheriff, and it is, I think AI has more application QA than QC of the construction company. What is your perception?
Yeah, this is a good question. The thing that I just highlighted, like some quick points from every area where we have in construction industry to raise the awareness, but there are lots of more. And one thing that I didn't actually mention is utilizing it in auditing. I have personally an experience where we have internally inside our company built a complete audit solutions using Power App, using Power Automate, and connecting the whole data to Power BI. And I mean to say that we didn't actually we didn't buy any new commercial programs. We just built it by ourselves. So we have the complete audit process happening from the whole preparations, notification, the auditing itself, communicating with the auditees. So this is a complete like solutions for only first development. But using AI is to utilize where is the most repeated stuff that is really having the pain point. So we can communicate it earlier to the auditees so they can pay attention, or we can have much more than this. I don't have something commercially, because when you mentioned like QA, so I came to my mind automatically that auditing is one of the core functions. And also you get help now in writing up process and procedures and drawing process maps, swim lane, and many other tools like we were taking hours to utilize them. You can simply now use AI to immediately make it at least 80% ready draft for you.
Thank you. Very, very good. And Justin, I would leave the last words for you if you want to add anything.
No, I think that across all of these discussions, there's been a lot of insights into practical application of how AI and the different levels can be applied through every sector that we have. There's lots of solution providers. There's lots of opportunities to engage with professionals in the community and in the broader area. So there's lots of options here. It's really interesting from everybody's expert insights.
Perfect. So, is there any other question? Oh, yes, I think there is. So, can we use smart eyewear for metal and electronics industry for NPD. Did anyone try? It is a question from Soimia. Apologies for the pronunciation, for sure I'm wrong. Let me repeat. Can we use a smart eyewear for metal and electronics industry for NPD? Did anyone try? I imagine it is the combination of the enhanced reality during inspections. I know that in construction they were using something from the constructability point of view, but I don't think it is fitting the question that we have received. So I can reply on behalf of the panel. I think we don't have experience on this specific topic, but thank you for your question. Another question from Anil is, most investigations attribute issues to manual error. How can AI help reduce these mistakes? Who want to pick up this question? Shall I choose? Jan, you want to reply about how AI can help reduce manual error? You're on mute, sorry.
That's fine. Obviously, about the automation of repetitive tasks and also real-time error detection. So what Shady were talking about, or what they are doing in the automotive industry. Is this? Yeah, this is the question. Yeah. So yeah, I would use it there, but and also making sure you use different NLPs, as well, natural language processing models as well. Don't just use one. Make sure you use and then continuously learn. Make sure that you're up to date on things that's happening, because it's happening really fast. The thing that we did 6 months ago has moved on, and it moves on really quickly. And I think the key thing that needs to be, make sure you keep close to your heart is that the human aspects, making sure that you're the expert. AI can tell you what to do and so on, and it gives you a proposal and lots of them. The key is to make sure that you maintain the human element here, so that just from an ethics point, but also that you have to check some of these things that AI is producing back or suggesting and so on.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We have a request from Mohamed Ali. What would be your recommended first AI project for a company starting its digital transformation journey? And how can small and medium enterprises leverage AI when they lack the resources of large corporations?
Now, this one I can't take, so I don't know. Oh, Shady, sorry, go on.
I can answer this, yeah. And this is very important and similar to the question of Ibtisam, data management, because we cannot improve what we cannot measure. First, I think we need to improve our inspection. We talk about image processing. Maybe we can inspect using visual inspection or AI-powered visual inspection. Few months is when we have mature data. This can help us to go for the next step. And I provide some solution to small and medium enterprises where they can go through graduation project with some local and national university where they can have low-cost solution. But if we need to go for AI for a small and medium enterprise, I think we need to go for shared service for external service provider. We cannot have our data center. We cannot have our system developed mainly for us. So we need to go for subscription model and for engineering and automated service that we can share with other company. But if I recommend one tool to start with is inspection, visual inspection using AI, then we go through data management. If we start to measure the data later on, we can improve as next step. This is my recommendation from my personal experience here.
I would take just this last question and then we move to the next session. There are many levels where we can apply AI. Just looking at Microsoft possible uses of Copilot in their environment is already dozens without counting agents. How to implement AI with a good governance to improve efficiency without hindering early adopters and while preserving intellectual property. I smell something in the area of Jan, if I can.
Yeah, so governance is key. Governance is critical for all to do with AI. But I think if the quality professionals is turning more strategic, I think on that level, I do think that we are listened to more, if you like, and so on. And to the point on actually making sure that we start with a process that we can manage to Shadi's point. We've been looking at, when we deal with customers, we're looking at what is the process that they want to improve most. What is the one that they have biggest issues with? And then you make sure you pilot this and use different tools. Copilot, which I can speak a lot about, but I don't want to only speak about that. But Copilot obviously have now also the integrated researcher, integrated analyst, and also, but obviously the GPT 5.0 is a lot more robust. It's much more comprehensive. But the security aspects of it is critical to make sure that it gives back. So you don't underestimate the human element of the importance of our role going forward. I think that's the key, and then we maintain the core of what we do as well. So as a quality professional, obviously with the change of mindset and so on.
Perfect.
Just need to add one comment, Georgie. Maybe this topic will be good for our next event, which is the cyber security, because having all this digital in quality 4.0, we need to have this cyber security assessment, and we need to ensure the governance of data. And I think the basic one is to comply with local law. So I work with different multinational companies. So what is good for Middle East maybe is not good for Europe, because Europe have very comprehensive and very well developed and defined system for data management, especially for consumer data and what data you need to collect and the retention. So we need to be very careful about this topic, because we go for quality 4.0. So we need to be sure that we comply with local law, and each country and each area have its own law. So this assessment also is very important, and I can recommend this topic also for our next event.
It's a great point, Shadi, and I'm actually working at present with the European Union on how to deal with monetary transactions and the rules that comes in there, where we want to apply AI to a process. And yeah, it's a minefield to make sure also we've applied the GDPR rules and things like that to make sure that it is compliant. But you're absolutely right, Shadi, absolutely.
Thank you very much to all the panelists for this interactive session.